I think that's just showing how much of a coward he is. How can you call yourself a champ? So Tank definitely didn't want this fight at 140, which is a weight I'm very comfortable at. So he choosing to make me cut even more weight to 136 in hopes that it weakens me. It's not like Tank has never fought at 140. He fought for a championship at 140. He declares himself as a champion at 140. So there's really no other reason for him not to do this other than he's terrified. This is one thing I want to make clear to people. This is not me complaining. This is just me showing his integrity as a champion. If you're not afraid, then what's 4 pounds? Are you really afraid of 4 pounds? That's your kryptonite?
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So what you just heard was the voice of undefeated lightweight, junior welterweight, Mexican superstar title contender, King Ryan Garcia, who has 23 wins, no losses, no draw, 19 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach, ahead of his highly anticipated showdown with this man, undefeated 3-division world champion who simultaneously held the WBA super title at super featherweight, the WBA regular title at lightweight and junior welterweight, superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who has 28 wins, no losses, no draw, 26 big wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. With that said, Ryan Garcia, he took to his social media and he put up a clip and he showed himself training, running, eating, his diet, what his diet is like to make sure he makes the weight. He revealed the contract, the negotiations in the contract. He revealed the penalties for the catch weight. The fight is going to take place at a catch weight of 136 opposed to the lightweight limit, obligated limit of 135. And he wanted the fight to take place at junior welterweight, okay, 140. And obviously, Ryan Garcia, he's 2 years and 2 fights removed from fighting at 135, okay? His last 2 fights were at 140. And, 2 years since he fought at 135. And so he revealed his diet, his chef, the contract. He revealed a lot of things. He showed that he runs 8 miles. Now, initially, he stated he runs about 11 miles, but he showed in the video that he runs 8 miles and is clocked. He showed his family life. It was entertaining. It was interesting, right? And so with that said, he states that, Gervonta Tank Davis clearly didn't want to fight at 140. And he stated that's where he's most comfortable at. But he can comfortably make 135, but the catch is at a catch weight of 136. He states that Gervonta Tank Davis was a champion at 140. So why wouldn't he, make the fight at 140 pounds? And then he says that, he wanted the advantage. That's just not the mindset of a champion. He states that Gervonta Tank Davis, is not looking to build legacy. He's just trying to gain as much money and trying to get as much popularity as possible. But the same could be said for Ryan Garcia, who stated that belts don't matter. That's a part of the legacy in the sport of boxing. If you're saying belts don't matter, then you are traveling the same road and the same path that Gervonta Tank Davis is traveling. But he stated that, it's not, it's not a death sentence for him to make 135, 136 pounds. So it shouldn't even be at 136. It should just be at the limit of 135. Okay. But he wanted to fight obviously at 140. He says that's where he's most comfortable, but he doesn't rehydrate more than 10 pounds. So if you don't rehydrate more than 148 pounds, because if you rehydrate 8 to 9 pounds, as his father Henry Garcia stated, if that's the case, then if you fight at 140, you only go into 148. So if you only rehydrate 1 to 8 pounds, not even a full 10 pounds, then you can comfortably make 135. Okay, that means that you could comfortably make 135. So clearly he rehydrates above the 10-pound limit that they are stating. And he stated that, in his diet, as far as his diet goes, he eats food, he weighs himself, obviously he tests himself, see if he needs to add more, okay? He didn't say that, see if they need to subtract, because they're not starting off with a bunch of calories. As you can see on the plate that he had, he had very little food on his plate, okay? But he had filling food. He had protein food that's going to stick. And his father was saying that, that's the problem with a lot of fighters. They don't replenish correctly. They don't put the protein back and they don't put the fluid back on their brain. The brain is the last bit of the body that rehydrates. So most fighters don't know and don't understand how to do that. Ryan Garcia does, okay? And he's going to need it, because this man right here, Gervonta Tank Davis, has a lot of explosive power in both hands, left and right, so Ryan Garcia said that, this is not him complaining. He's just revealing that Gervonta Tank Davis just simply, is not confident in himself. He don't believe that he could win the fight. He wanted an advantage. But the same could be said for Ryan Garcia, right? You want an advantage. You want the fight at 140 because you feel most comfortable at 140. You're going to be your biggest and your strongest. So, but Gervonta Tank Davis is simply not a big guy. So to have the fight at 140, you want an advantage. Okay, you would have an advantage fighting at 140, right? Now, Tank Davis did have one fight against Mario Barrios at 140. But after immediately to Tank Davis's defense, immediately following the fight, Tank Davis, he expressed that he wasn't comfortable at the weight. Okay, he was losing the first 5 out of 6 rounds, in my opinion, and many people's opinion. Even Floyd Mayweather showed concern when he said that you're losing on the unofficial scorecards when Floyd Mayweather approached him in the corner. Okay, so I'm not the only person that thought Gervonta Tank Davis was losing to Mario Barrios. Now, he found a way to figure it out. He found a way to close the gap, get to Mario Barrios, drop him a few times, and then ultimately get an 11th round stoppage victory over Mario Barrios. But it took some time, and then Tank Davis, he stated he simply wasn't comfortable doing so. Okay, he wasn't comfortable fighting at 140, so it's not shocking to see that Gervonta Tank Davis turned down the offer to fight at 140. That's not surprising because, again, like I said, immediately following, before we even talked about him and Ryan fighting at 140. Actually, he was supposed to fight Ryan. That fight was supposed to be Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia pulled out the negotiations. But Tank Davis, he expressed that he's not comfortable fighting at 140. He's not a big guy. He's 5'5", 67-inch arm. He's just simply not a big guy. And so because of that, he wants to fight where he has his, his advantages, and he's the clear A side. So Ryan started to tell the world that, if he was in Tank Davis' shoes, if he was the A side like Tank Davis, he had, the control and negotiations like Tank, he wouldn't have put all these stipulations on his opponent. Okay, maybe not. Okay, but Ryan Garcia, nonetheless, he was able to get the fight at the catchweight. Again, I just don't understand. If you weigh 139 a week and a half or almost 2 weeks before the fight, and that's only 4 pounds that you have to lose. Now, that's easy for me to say, seeing as though Ryan doesn't have a lot of water weight and a lot of body fat to just lose 4 pounds. But, he's a professional athlete, and he has the best of both worlds, right? He has the nutritionist, he has the specialist that can help him drop 4 pounds comfortably. You understand what I'm saying? So with that said, Ryan Garcia, this fight is going to be interesting because, again, both guys are attempting to play mind games on one another. Both guys, are very, very confident. Both guys are very explosive. I just think the edge goes to Gervonta Tank Davis because of the experience and the ability to make adjustments. And he's just more well-rounded. He has more tools in the toolbox physically, right? He just can move better, more fluid than Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia physically is bigger than Gervonta Tank Davis, okay? He's 5 inches taller, 3-inch arm reach. He's just naturally a bigger guy than Gervonta Tank Davis. And he has extremely fast hands, and he has extreme power in both hands as well. And he has great timing, okay? And speed equals power. It's the punches that you don't see that hurt you the most. And boy, oh boy, can Ryan put him in the speed department with the best of them, right? Ryan Garcia can display his hand speed with the absolute best there is to offer, okay? It's some of the fastest hands boxing in history of the sport of boxing. But he has extremely slow feet. Okay, he's stiff. When it comes to his lower extremities. And he stands straight up. That's mistakes that he makes. Okay, that Tank Davis can capitalize on. But nonetheless, you got to find your way on the inside if you're Gervonta Tank Davis. And Ryan Garcia, he has a very, very, very good jab. He can control the distance with his jab. At times, again, the mistakes he makes is he gets overzealous with his power and his hand speed. And because he gets overzealous with his hand speed and his power, He makes a lot of mistakes with that hand speed and the power that leaves him vulnerable to be countered and to be clipped. And, Gervonta Tank Davis, that's his specialty. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. That's all I got for y'all, man. Peace.
Garcia Bumgarner, you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.